If you've got a broken Unity button or other UI component, this is the video for you. Here are the 25 ways Unity buttons break as fast as possible, starting with the most common ways. Because this video has a very complete survey of UI problems in Unity generally, for buttons, sliders, toggles, canvases, it'd be good to view the full video. First up, make sure that the button is enabled and interactable. Next, make sure the target graphic is what you expect, and if you're using a color transition, make sure the target graphic isn't so dark you can't see the highlight color. Double check that the button has an image and its Raycast target is on. But you also don't want anything in front of the button like an image or a text box with its Raycast target on. It's in the front of the button because it's in the foreground of the hierarchy. To do this, you may need to reorganize your canvas so what should be interactable is in the foreground and non-interactable stuff is in the background. You won't receive click events if you don't have an event system, so if it's missing, you can get a new one by right-clicking, going to UI, and then going to Event System. Also, make sure you only have one event system. Let's cover some input problems. Your event system's input module needs to use the input system you have installed, either the legacy input system or the new input system. The legacy input system needs the exact same names on the standalone input module as on the input manager, whereas the new input system needs input actions assigned in the project settings, a UI action map, and actions for click, submit, and so on. Usually the defaults are just fine. Every interactable canvas needs a graphic Raycaster, and also one on any nested canvases. Make sure your button's transform is a Rect Transform, and also make sure all parents have a Rect Transform up to the canvas. Buttons can also break because you deleted their click event, usually because you deleted the object with the script, or because you renamed the function within the script. Raycast padding can be tricky. It changes the clickable area for the image itself, as well as what it blocks in the background. Especially in deeply nested hierarchies, avoid scales that aren't 1. For a single button or a temporary effect, it's fine, but it's way safer to just resize using the width and height. The Rect Transform can break a button by dragging it. The red X means the button is reversed, making it non-interactable, and here it's actually caused by the width being negative. Similarly, bad rotations can make a button non-interactable. Reversed Y or flipped X rotation can break a button, but Z is usually perfectly fine. For custom masks, the click area is just the rectangular points no matter what the mask shows, so you might want to use Raycast Padding to modify the clickable area so it's a better match for the mask shape. If your hierarchy isn't behaving as expected, check that the canvas sorting order does not override the hierarchy order. The canvas sorting order trumps the hierarchy order, all else equal. The cursor API can be dangerous, so don't forget to unlock it if you've ever locked it. If you've locked the cursor, then you won't receive click events. For a world space canvas, you need to have the canvas in world space mode, a camera assigned to the canvas, a culling mask that includes the layer that the canvas is on, and check that the camera in the scene can actually see the canvas. If your button is still broken, the most likely thing is you've got some Raycast target, image, or text that's blocking the button, so you can find that by going Window, Search, New Window, and doing a type-specific search for text and images in your scene. Then you inspect each one to make sure it's not in front and blocking the clicks. If all else fails, reduce the complexity of your canvas and your menus so that it's simpler for what you're going for.